Okay, take 2 of this recording. Luckily, I was only 1 minute into this video before things went weird. And I looked over and I'm like, my recording software is not picking up the video at all. So then I reloaded. So I didn't get too far, thankfully. So this is as far I clicked this option and read a few things. So if you're like, the skip thing is not gone, that's why. Because I read a few sentences and then I looked over and I'm like, that doesn't look like the game. Okay, so we are going to pursue HYO, of course, because who else are we going to pursue? I really like HYO. We didn't know each other all that well yet, but we had hung out a few times with our share of memorable moments, which is certainly true. Something about her intrigued me. I couldn't quite figure it out, but in some way she was different from everyone else at the hostel. She didn't quite fit here, and not just because she was an artist. Did she like me? Sometimes I thought that she did, but I couldn't be sure. Alright, and now I'm back. Well, there was one obvious way to be sure. I would have to ask her. Right now. I knocked on her door. HYO? It's Mallya. Can I talk to you? Her door opened. I'm busy. Before I could speak, the door closed again. Was that a rejection? Should I just walk away? No, not yet. I'd feel pretty stupid if there was a misunderstanding here. Best to be clear. I want to go out with you. I mean, not now, because you're busy, but sometime. I meant that romantically, if it wasn't obvious. But you can say no. It's totally okay if you say no. I know you may not be into girls, and honestly, this is new for me too, and... Just rambling in the hallway at a closed door. Good job, Mallya. The door opened again. Yes. What? Yes, I will go out with you. But not right now, because I'm packing. You're what? For a split second, my New York reflexes thought she meant something to do with weapons. That would be amazing, though, if she was actually packing. Before realizing how ridiculous that was. I'm, traveling, like a leaf on a breeze. Oh, you're going on a trip! Of course, spring break had just started. It was the perfect time to get away for a few days without disrupting your studies, if you could afford it. Are you going to Stonehenge? Or maybe to Scotland or Ireland? Ireland's great for artists. No. I am really busy right now. I will talk to you when I get back in 2 weeks. I kind of assumed she was gonna go home for spring break, but maybe not. She closed the door again. I stood there not knowing how to react. She said yes! But she didn't seem all that excited about it. She was just really focused on preparing for her trip. If she was going somewhere else for 2 weeks, she was probably nervous about making sure she had everything. Wait. 2 weeks? Spring break was only 1 week long. Well, I suppose HYO wasn't one to let a little thing like classes stop her if the inspiration struck. I'd have to ask her about her trip when she got back and we had time to go on a date. Were we officially dating now? Could I say that? Head spinning, I went back to my room. One thing was sure. I needed to ask Jinsu how to say something romantic in Korean. Amazing. Oh man, Jinsu is gonna be over the moon. Like, not only is this girl interested in a lady, but she's also wanting to know how to say romantic sweet nothings in Korean. He's gonna be like on cloud 9. Let's explore the city. Okay. So you're back. Those were a quick 2 weeks. When HYO finally returned from her trip, I was on hand to greet her. Oh my! Look at you! Now I gotta look up what that is. The last time she said, you're cute. Something like that. You're really cute. It was something along those lines. Now I gotta look up what this is and how to pronounce it. Hwajang Jalba Jada. What? Did I get that wrong? I'm sure my accent's terrible. I was trying to say you look pretty. I think you said I had nice makeup. Oops. I was going to kill Jinsu. Jinsu! Sorry. I thought it would be cute to show I'd been thinking of you. Please don't try to speak to me in Korean. Had I said something more offensive than she let on? This girl is like too much work. I mean, it's not natural for you, right? You should be yourself. Use your own words. Well, in my own words, it's good to see you again. It's good to see you too. Ah, how was your trip? Were you traveling around on a bus in Wales looking for the perfect landscape? No, I went home to Seoul. That's kind of what I figured. Really? Wow. I would have liked to go home for spring break, but I couldn't afford the airfare. I found a lucky deal. I guess that's why she was gone so long. Travel bargains could be tricky. Can I carry your bags for you? No. She paused and put a hand to her head. Mallya, I'm sorry. My mind is not in the right space yet, you understand? I need to chill. You do sound a little bit unlike yourself, I guess. She made a harsh, quiet laugh. Careful, you'll make your headache worse. Long plane flights can be rough, I know. And I bet Seoul to London is even longer than New York. Yeah. I didn't mean to overwhelm you when you just got back. I guess I was just trying to make sure you hadn't changed your mind. About, us. Oh, I know what right. I'll just get out of your way now and talk to you later. I can't even imagine what your first date's gonna be, guys. Whoa. I was not expecting a completely new screen. This looks nice. For our first somewhat official date, HYO and I went out to dinner. Neither of us really had a place in mind. We just got out at a tube stop and walked until we found somewhere that looked decent and didn't have too long a wait for tables. So, Mallya, what's your sign? Seriously? You seriously believe in astrology? The stars move everybody, babe. But two people born at the same time can end up leading totally different lives. Or two people born to the same family. They may have different tastes and travel their own paths, but you can't say that being from the same family didn't affect them at all. That almost made sense. I shook my head disbelieving and she grinned. Yeah, I kind of didn't think she really believed in it, but I'm curious why she brought that up. No, I don't believe astrology really dictates our futures. Except for people who believe in it, and shape themselves to be what they think they should be. When and where and how you were born doesn't define you. Then why did you ask? I just wanted us to start getting to know each other better. The waiter came by and we ordered our food. I mean, I guess that's fair enough. Well, if we're getting to know each other, I should tell you. I've never actually been in a relationship before. Not with a man or with a woman. I have. With a man? Both. Oh! Maybe I should have guessed that before. Bisexuality, or at least experimenting, was probably more normal in artist circles. But I hadn't really thought about HYO being so much more experienced than me. Well, good. At least one of us knows what she's doing. I wouldn't say that. Relationships are like snowflakes. No two are alike? Also, they melt on your... Go on. She coughed, turning red. I hid my face in my hands. I can't believe you said that. I didn't say it. Yes, you did. She picked up her ice water and gulped a cold sip, then glared at me. I couldn't stop giggling until the food came. You went there, girl. I was witness to it. Okay, you technically didn't say it, but we all knew. We all knew. Ready for our date? A beaming HYO stood in front of me, 2 pairs of rollerblades in her hands. Nice, that could be fun. Wait, this is the surprise? I'm really not sure that I... Sure you are. She shoved the skates into my hands and began snapping hers on her feet, humming a chirping little tune. I hadn't been on roller skates since my 5th grade birthday party, and those were the clunky, big-wheeled kind. I'd never worn inline skates. HYO stood on her skates, gave a small wobble, and then skated forward. Whoa! She spun in a tight circle, pinwheeling her arms. To compensate for losing her balance, she crouched closer to the ground. I watched her spin around like a grumpy frog. I guess I'm not as used to this as I thought. I'm a little nervous. Don't be. This is fun. You'll quickly get the hang of it. She stood and dusted off her palms. Besides, I'm here. Take my hand. This'll be easy. Just trust me. In the end, I did get the hang of it. But only because she promised me a kiss at the end if I did my best. Nice. Well, that wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. No? You did fall down a lot. Yeah, well, I can't feel the bruises yet. But didn't you promise me a kiss? Yeah, I did. And so, that was my first kiss. With HYO in England in the hallway of a slightly shabby hostel. And the most surprising thing about it was that I didn't fall down afterwards. Good job, and you also, didn't lose your clothes already. Proud of you guys. Okay. And open your eyes. Where are we? Can't you tell? It's a magic show. A magic show? Yeah. HYO handed 2 tickets to a man standing in front of double doors. He nodded, then opened the door for us. A single aisle with seats on either side led the way to a glowing stage. Chimes and bells played over the loudspeakers as we made our way to our seats. Why are we going to a magic show? I didn't know you liked stage magic. I don't. Well, then... You need to live a little, I think. HYO draped an arm around my shoulders, standing on her tiptoes to do so. Nice. You're so quiet, but deep down you have a sense of adventure. You want to try new things. But if I didn't drag you out, you wouldn't go. I certainly wouldn't have come to a magic show, no. I didn't really see the appeal in pulling doves out of your sleeves. Look, that's the right row. Our seats are over there. We sidled our way to the middle and sat down. Once we were in place, she leaned over and pecked my cheek. Aren't stage magicians just con men, though? It's not a con. The entire audience is here willing to be tricked. They want to be shown something unbelievable that they can believe in. They just want to feel that same sense of wonder they first felt when they looked over the side of a cliff, or saw a volcano erupt, or dreamt for the first time. They want to feel that the world is amazing. Can you even remember the first time you dreamed? Irrelevant. But everyone is here willingly and for the same reason. That's the secret. We all want to believe in magic. She held my hand and my reserve melted away. Sure, magic wasn't my thing, but HYO was. Cute. Hey, HYO. Yeah? I've got a magic trick I want to play on you sometime. I wasn't used to coming on to people, but like she said, why not live a little? What's that? Making your clothes disappear? Good job, girl. She stared at me for a moment while my cheeks turned pink. Then she doubled over laughing. That's the cheesiest thing you could have said. After a moment, she pulled herself together and gave me a quick kiss. You'll have to level up a bit first. With a wink, she left. Dang. HYO ain't having none of that. No magic tricks on her. Oh. Sorry, HYO. I forgot that this is actually a thing with you, with the high-pitched scream. I had just walked into the hostel after a long day of work when a high-pitched scream hit the ceiling, bounced off the walls, and tripped down the staircase. I flew up the stairs to approximately where I heard the source of the noise, HYO's room.
What? What's wrong?
Angela was already there, hands raised as if in a boxing ring. My new carton of oil paints! They're gone!
Oh, is that all?
HYO turned to Angela, a look of utter horror on her face.
They were new! I just bought them! They cost me money! You can buy more, can't you?
She practically began frothing at the mouth.
Do you know how expensive art supplies are? A few quid. If they're so cheap, how about you buy me some new ones?
Angelo bristled.
It's not my job to pay for you. I'm not your boyfriend or your father. Oh, what? It's not my father's job to pay for any of my things. Whatever. You're kind of a dick, Angelo.
Okay, then. I felt it was time to step in before they strangled one another. We'll make an announcement at dinner. Hopefully someone will have seen them.
I guess so.
The look of mourning on HYO's face told me she didn't expect to see those oil paints ever again. And she was right. We made the announcement at dinner, but no one had seen anything. 3 things had gone missing at this point. A frying pan, a volleyball, and a set of oil paints. I just realized all the missing things are from the ladies of this group. Like, the frying pan was taken from Ashley, the volleyball from Peggy, and the oil paints from HYO. None of the guys lost anything? Not very interesting items on their own. Not very valuable or tied together by any obvious thread, except that they were all important to their owners. When I made the announcement, I watched everyone carefully for a reaction. Ozzy looked bored, Brendan glared, Danny started to fidget, and Mark began tapping out in the Hall of the Mountain King using his fork and glass. I forgot about that. Not altogether unusual behaviors, and not revealing in the least. So who did it? Who was taking all these things? Or was it really just a coincidence? It didn't seem like I'd be getting any answers for now. Yeah, HYO I don't think is going to react to the whole thieving thing very well. Especially since she lost some stuff. The dice rattled onto the table surface.
Oh, oh, oh! This means I can do 3 damage to you and everyone outside of Tokyo, plus 1 extra damage because of my special card.
Don't do this to me, HYO. I only have 5 health left.
Looks like someone's going down.
Oh dear, this is getting intense. Maybe I could fetch everyone a snack.
Don't you move. Mallya can't get out of this either. She has to face her fate with dignity.
Aww. HYO slid the 6 dice over to me with a flourish.
Your turn.
I shook the dice in my hand, whispering to them for good luck.
I love you. Please don't fail me.
Ha! Clever, but dice don't have feelings.
I unleashed them onto the table.
What? 6 damage points? That's like a full Yahtzee. How did you...
HYO's eyes darted from me to her board.
I'm dead.
So... that means that I take Tokyo, which means I get 2 more victory points, which means I win the game!
What?
What are we playing? And how many people are playing?
When did you get that many victory points?
I had this card that let me...
This is so unfair! I was totally going to beat you!
Ji-hyo,
No. This ain't cool.
we can play a rematch?
Oh, I'll show you a rematch. You're coming with me.
What? Angie's face. God. Ji-hyo grabbed the front of my shirt and dragged me out of my chair and down the back hallway. I waved meekly to Ashley and Angelo. Ashley still seemed shocked, but Angelo looked amused at my fate. Thanks, bro.
Be seeing you.
Ji-hyo. She shut the door behind us and locked it. Ah. What are we doing here?
Playing.
Whoa! Alright. Nice. Before I knew it, she had taken off her top and everything else. Whoa!
Do you want me to stop?
This was all happening so fast. I had no idea what I wanted.
We are not going all the way today. We're just going to play around a bit.
Oh. That was a relief. Not that I didn't want to, but I didn't really have a good grasp of how yet.
I want a rematch that both of us will win. But I still want to do better than you.
I'm sorry? She kissed me.
I'll make sure we're both the victors at the end of this.
What followed was both entertaining and educational. Win-win. Chalk that up to a win-win. And I won that board game. So, what more can you want? Okay, so we're just talking about going on the trip. The song plays too much around Ji-hyo. I was on my way out of the hostel when I heard Ji-hyo's voice.
No.
But I want another chance.
Oh? Ji-hyo and Ashley were in the living room nearby, arguing about something.
I said no.
Wasn't it fun when we did it before? You enjoyed it.
I'm not interested now.
What were they talking about? Wait a minute. Ji-hyo said she dated a girl before me. It couldn't be. Feeling awkward about eavesdropping, I decided to continue on my way. We'll just chalk that up for later. Really, Ashley tried again with her. Intriguing. Alright. Go, Ashley. Okay. And we will spend time with Ji-hyo and Angelo in this very awkward time on the beach. I made my way over to them. Hey, you two okay?
Yes, of course. Why wouldn't we be? What's up with you, Mallya?
I stared between the two of them as they glanced nervously at each other. Right. I'll join you if you don't mind.
Of course I don't mind.
Ji-hyo grabbed my wrist and pulled me to the space between her and Angelo.
I'm so glad you're here. I've been wanting someone to discuss Bob Ross. That's an American thing, isn't it?
I spent the next 10 minutes trying to explain to Ji-hyo the sheer glory that was Bob Ross. He believes that anybody can be an artist as long as you practice hard enough. And he is so positive, so happy. You really feel you can do anything when you listen to him. But some people thought he made art too pedestrian, which I thought was pretty silly. I sat there giving this lecture as Angelo and Ji-hyo alternately caught each other's eyes and avoided them. What in the world was going on between them? Did they have a fight or something? Who knows? Over the course of the beach trip, Ji-hyo and I spent a lot of time together. She traversed the entirety of the beach, searching for new vantage points and different angles, wanting to really study the way light reflected off of the water for her paintings. For me, it was fun just to keep her company and to watch the progress she made. I would never tell her because I was afraid it would do more harm than good, but the amount of progress she made in those few days was astounding. Her first painting of the water was really bad. like someone spilled milk on the surface of olive oil. But by the third day of the trip, it looked like actual water. I complimented her on her abilities, and she seemed pleased, but if all this was true, why on earth did she keep looking so sad? I couldn't keep watching her and saying nothing. We had to talk. After dinner, I invited her for a walk on the beach. For the first time, we left her easel and paints back at the hotel, so we were walking barefoot on the cool sand together. It was strange to see her without her art supplies. Without the easel and canvas, without the drippy beret and the flowing hippie clothes, HYO looked like another person, vulnerable and quiet. She was usually full of fire, but her sadness made her seem faint. So, I've noticed that you've been kind of sad recently. Would you mind telling me what's bothering you?
I don't want to say.
I jolted, surprised. No? Why not? She didn't answer, instead turning her face away from me. HYO, you trust me, right?
Yes.
Then why won't you tell me this? She shook her head again.
It's not the same thing. Please, I just...
She trailed off. I stopped in my tracks. What could it be? There wasn't anything wrong before we left on this trip, not that I was aware of. Did she miss the hostel? Unlikely. Was she upset about her art? No, that was going well. Was she lonely? No, she had no reason to be unless she was missing someone who wasn't here right now. Someone who wasn't me. Could HYO have developed feelings for someone else? Like Angie? What a twist that would be! I remembered how she and Angelo behaved the night we watched the fireworks. At the time I dismissed it, but could it be? No, you know what? I think she would just be super insulted if we did that, and wouldn't tell us anyway. Feelings for Angie? That'll probably be a thing in one of the other endings we can get with her. I'm gonna keep quiet, though. And maybe she'll tell us on her own. I stood there, tracing circles in the sand with my big toe, trying hard not to think about HYO with someone else. But as hard as I pushed it away, the idea kept creeping back into my mind. HYO watched me for a while, then laid a hand on my arm.
Listen, I have some things I need to think about. Could you be patient for me?
I searched her face. Her eyes shone, her mouth had that same almost smile it always did. I had no real reason to distrust her. Okay, I will.
You will?
HYO seemed shocked and then she clapped her hands.
Oh, that's wonderful! You see, I'm not used to people trusting me so much. It makes me really happy. Thank you.
I grinned, happy to see her finally smiling again. No problem. I held her hand in mine, but as I watched, her smile faded again. We stayed out for a few more minutes, but the wind coming off the ocean quickly chilled us down. Finally, HYO, sighting the cold wind, headed back inside. I stayed out a while longer, staring at the moon on the ocean shores. Maybe someday HYO would paint this scene, me standing alone on the beachfront. Ha. Silly. Shaking my head, I headed indoors. It would soon be time to head back to London, so I should get some rest while I still could. I'm shocked that we have not got, like, HYO's CG yet. And now it's gonna be the thieving thing, so that's gonna go great. Let's get yelled at. I stood in a daze. I had just been fired and lost my job, and now everybody thought I was truly a thief. All of my friends and my girlfriend. HYO! Here we go again, run through the halls. I ran through the halls of the hostel searching for HYO. If there was one person who would understand, who would believe in me, surely it would be her. Not convinced. She wasn't in the kitchen, or the living room, or her room.
HYO, where are you?
I heard footsteps padding softly down the hallway behind me and turned. Jihyo had just emerged from the bathroom. When she saw me, she stopped. Her eyes went wide.
Jihyo, wait! I wanted to talk to you!
I tried to approach her, but she held her hands out at me.
Stop, please. Don't.
But I have to explain myself.
No, you don't.
You don't understand.
I don't want to hear it. It is my turn to talk now. Listen, and let me tell you something. I have a confession to make.
I stopped my attempts to interrupt her. Was she the one who had stolen the money? And now I'm suspicious.
Look, the past few weeks have been great. Really, they've been wonderful. But I'm not who you think I am.
I'm sorry?
The Jihyo you know isn't the real Jihyo. I've been pretending to be something I'm not this whole time, and I can't lie about it anymore. It's too stressful. I felt terrible the whole time at the beach, thinking I was lying to you and you were being so sincere. Well, apparently you weren't that sincere, but whatever. That doesn't change the fact that I had to come clean. I'm not really an artist. I'm not actually a super chill bohemian kind of girl. That's who I want to be. In reality, my dad owns a giant corporation. I'm one of 5 children, and basically we're filthy rich. My father wants me to go into business with him and carry on the family legacy. I love art. I've been wanting to explore that side of me ever since I was little, but my parents thought it was a useless distraction from my studies. They want me to find a good husband and further the status of the family, not play with ink and paper. So I lied to them and told them I wanted to study business here in London. They don't know I'm not taking classes. They won't know until I go back. And by then, I don't know what I'll do.
I don't understand.
I tried to be cool. I tried to relax but I can't. I'm not that. I'm high-strung. I'm always getting frustrated. I'm super driven. I'm tiring to be around. Don't you get it? The person that you knew isn't here. All the things you liked about her aren't me. But tell me honestly, what did you like about me?
How you kept me guessing. Yeah. I mean, how direct you were. She shook her head.
Was I really direct, though?
Yes. You spoke to me before I could talk to you. You asked me how I felt about your paintings. You were the one who flirted with me. You were assertive and confident. I liked that.
That still doesn't change the fact that I don't know who you are. And I'm not convinced you know who I am either.
Who really knows who anybody is, though? My outburst was met with a hot glare. Apparently, grasping at philosophical straws was not going to help me here.
Look, it's clear that we don't trust each other very much. You didn't notice I was pretending, and I didn't notice you were a thief. I don't know what to believe. And if we can't trust each other, what's the point of continuing the charade?
The point? The point is that I don't want to let you go. Please, Jihyo. I felt like we really had something here.
And then what? In a couple months, you head back to America, and I go to Korea, and then what? Maybe this is a blessing in disguise. Maybe it was time.
Jihyo!
Please, Mallya. Just let me go to my room. I'm tired.
She walked towards me, hesitant at first, then with more purpose. I stepped to the side, and she brushed past me without so much as another look. What could I do? I wasn't going to keep her from going to her room. I couldn't force her to hear me out. In fact, doing that seemed like it would make things worse. And at this point, even if she did believe me when I told her what happened, she didn't seem that mad about it after all. That still wouldn't change the core of the problem. She thought I didn't like her for who she was. I heard the door to her room click shut. Despite her loud artist personality, she moved quickly and quietly. It was one of the things I'd noticed about her. Something that was just who she was, no matter how she tried to hide it. Maybe, if I worked at it, I could clear up this misunderstanding. Maybe? For now, there was nothing I could do but go to bed.